From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is live coverage of the 52nd edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Mays.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy weekend if you may be down under.
Yes, nearly Saturday, mates.
Almost there, and it is Friday. It is Kids Day here at Balloon Fiesta. Kids Day presented and sponsored by Chick-fil-A. We're going to find out more about that in just a few moments. But it looks to be another fabulous day. Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Mays here on Balloon Fiesta Live. Great day, looks shaping up again, huh?
It is, it is. You know, a little bit of repeat yesterday, but we're going to have to, again, wait for the sun to crest the Sandias to see what happens.
So we'll see, but we've already got our Dawn Patrol balloons inflating out there. They will be launching, we suspect, and we'll watch what happens there. We'll go to pilot's briefing as normal and catch on the weather. We've got some we call it a mini mass ascension because it's only like 300 balloons.
Only 300,
yes. Yeah, they're going to fly out of here. Our special shapes are going to stand up. Some of those may fly. And then we're going to have another 300 or so balloons come flying in for competition, which would include another ring toss, we expect. And my prediction is that all the money that was not won yesterday, because no one got to a pole yesterday, will be on the poles today. So even higher rewards if you can ring a pole today.
Yeah, double the money today, hopefully, for those guys.
That's what.
And gals.
And gals, yeah. We'll double check on that as we get closer to that, and we're going to send Ted down into the middle of the competition again. And
yeah, that was fun.
Maybe people will get poles with you down there today.
I hope so. I would like to see all of my friends who are competing down there. I'd like to call their names out.
Hey, so we mentioned that today is Kids Day, and starting at 4:30 this morning, kids were treated to a bag of goodies down there by the Main Street stage. And all of this brought to us by Chick-fil-A. Up here on the rooftop studio with us this morning, Ken Searson from Chick-fil-A. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great. How did the giveaway with the kids go down there?
Well, it's still going.
It's still going.
It's pretty incredible. This is our second year sponsoring Kids Day.
Hold that up just there you go.
Sorry,
That's all right.
This is our second year sponsoring Kids Day here at Balloon Fiesta. And this year we've learned a lot from last year, and we've got 4,000 backpacks down on the field. We're handing out to kids 12 and under. It's obviously all the kids are out of school today,
right.
So they're all down there. We're still handing them out. We also have a special treat for the kids this year.
What's that?
We have our whole herd of 7 cows that are down there. All the northern New Mexico Chick-fil-A's have brought their cows out.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a herd of cows down there, and people are taking pictures with them. And we also have one additional special treat for everyone here at Balloon Fiesta this year.
Yeah. And
that is any person that comes onto Balloon Fiesta grounds and opens up their Chick-fil-A app will receive a free sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
All you got to do is open the app?
All you got to do is open your Chick-fil-A app.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, you're doing it right now.
You can do it right now.
Give
it
about
about
to do that.
8 to 10 seconds and it'll pop up.
Wow, that's really cool. What is it about getting involved with Balloon Fiesta that works for Chick-fil-A?
I think it's a perfect combination, and the whole balloon environment combined with our Chick-fil-A values of being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and having a positive impact on the community just fits in perfectly with the Chick-fil-A's corporate purpose. The folks that we know here at Balloon Fiesta are just amazing, and we've formed a great relationship, one that we're thinking is going to go on for many, many years.
Excellent.
We're excited about that.
And what's been the reaction? Because the other thing you guys are doing, you have this actual hot air balloon program now going on in a lot of Chick-fil-A's, at least in the Southwest. And how's that going over?
So that's actually pretty incredible. So we've got balloons now. We started in Utah, got our balloon here in Albuquerque. We also now have a balloon in Dallas, Texas, because they got very interested in it. And we're looking at almost 40 markets across the United States now that are showing a lot of interest, and who are we're taking our balloon out to their areas: Seattle, San Antonio, Western Michigan. We're all over now. including this year, special surprise, it looks like we're going to be at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on January 1st in Atlanta, Georgia at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Very nice.
So
We take the whole fleet of balloons there?
we're going to take ours from Albuquerque. So our Albuquerque balloon is getting notoriety throughout the country.
Excellent. It's always great to drive around the city and to see the Chick-fil-A balloon up around town, and there's always a crowd around it.
Yeah.
Well, I had the opportunity in Phoenix Market to fly with Kevin Flanagan down there a few years back, and we got in the air and he says, hey, I really need you to take it over one of the restaurants. And I took it right down the drive-through, and just the people in line, it was just so much fun. And then we flew over some construction sites and gave him some free sandwiches and that type of stuff. But as we landed, that balloon brings everybody right there. It was unbelievable.
Well, the thing that we do when we execute a balloon flight is we'll always have these styrofoam carriers that we give to the kids, and we always hand out free sandwiches and all kinds of goodies. This year we have coloring books, Chick-fil-A coloring books with the balloons on it. So there's always a lot of swag that comes along with the balloon that folks tend to enjoy.
So chase the Chick-fil-A balloon.
Chase the Chick-fil-A balloon.
And if you're out here on the field, stop by just south of the Main Street stage and pick up your backpack with all the great Chick-fil-A swag.
And if you're out on the main field, I just did it. Log on to your Chick-fil-A app, and you can get yourself a free sandwich here in the local Albuquerque market, correct?
That's our gift to you.
It's also I think it's also in the official program too, as well, isn't it?
It is on the inside cover of the official program. So if you don't have the Chick-fil-A app, you can simply scan that QR code. It'll bring up the Chick-fil-A app, and you'll get a free sandwich.
Ken, with Chick-fil-A, thanks for joining us here. Thanks for being a great big part of Balloon Fiesta. Look forward to more years working with you guys.
Well, it's definitely our pleasure, and thank you very much for having us on, and it's wonderful to be a part of this.
All right, Ken, we're going to let you get back down there, handing out more backpacks. Ken Searson from Chick-fil-A, the Albuquerque branch here, or the northern New Mexico, I think is what your region is, but representing Chick-fil-A all over. So
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
I can't wait for the sun to come up. I'm going to spot those 7 cows out there.
Well, yeah, but you're going to have all these kids with their little cow ears up there. As well.
I bet you our crack staff at Windfire will be able to spot those cows from one of our camera angles.
We'll be able to do that, I'm sure. What a great deal with Chick-fil-A. We are really excited about having Chick-fil-A with us for the second year. Again, this is Kids Day here at Chick-fil-A, and I think there you go. We did send Diane down to check out the giveaway part of this Kids Day with Chick-fil-A. So let's go down and see what kind of herding is going on down there with Diane Kinderwater. Diane?
We're mooing moo. I don't know. We have a cow here representing Eat More Chicken with Chick-fil-A. Of course, this is Kids Day presented by Chick-fil-A. Nice bow. We're taking a bow. And they are giving away this nice, I love string bags. They're giving away string bag. Can you help me show what we have here, Mr. Cow? We've got an Eatin' Chicken, Eat More Chicken. We've got, some nice Cheerios. Thank you. What a nice grab bag this is. Oh, here's a coloring book. Can't have too many coloring books. We've got some balloon cards. Very nice. And there are a line of kids. Oh, there's more. Look at this. A juice. A little, what is that? Wow. Be our guest at Chick-fil-A.
DLC that everybody can redeem at any of the stores in northern New Mexico. So you just go to any Chick-fil-A, you just present this to the register or drive through, and they just give your kids a free kids meal.
Free kids meal. Well, what age do you have to be to get a free kids meal? Okay, I'm gonna stick this one in there for me later. The coloring book, maybe I don't need, but that coupon is pretty good. And then we have a nice coloring book, coloring picture of the Balloon Fiesta, plus the nice string bag. Okay, Mr. Cow, Mr. Eat More Chicken, thank you. Are you gonna dance for us? We're gonna all dance.
All righty.
Always a kid at heart, Miss Diane Kinderwater out on the field. I had an idea that she was going to do something like that, but hey.
You know, Ken said it would be like 8 to 10 seconds. As soon as I opened my app, there it was.
Yes.
Yep, a reward from Albuquerque. Enjoy this reward on us. Balloon Fiesta, yep, Chick-fil-A sandwich. And it's now in my rewards. That's really cool. I knew that they were in the program. I saw an early proof of the program. They're right on the inside cover with that. And I thought, well, that's really cool that they're doing that. But to be able to just have it pop up in the app. So, and you know, I always thought that when the pandemic hit, it was really interesting to watch how businesses responded to things being shut down and quarantines and all that other kind of stuff. And I thought Chick-fil-A was one of the ones that just literally attacked that and picked it up and responded quickly.
Oh, yeah.
A sign of a quality business. And so we really appreciate the time and the efforts to work with Chick-fil-A here on Kids Day at Balloon Fiesta. We continue to watch our Dawn Patrol balloons standing up. Looks like they've kind of stood up in that little diamond format again.
Going to go with a cluster again, as you mentioned yesterday.
So
looks like that's Chuck Schick, and then we have Matthew Grote right behind him, and to the right,
in fact,
Greg
there goes
Lindsay.
Chuck.
Yep, there he goes. Tim Taylor to the left here in that wavy American balloon, American flag balloon.
So while they lined up in that kind of diamond cluster format,
they fooled us again.
Yeah, that or they're just not listening.
Actually, I got a note from Matt Grote last night, telling us how much they appreciated our coverage of the Dawn Patrol show.
Great.
And again, not really a show today, right? Like they would do during a mass ascension.
Right.
But we have so this is a mini show for our mini mass ascension.
So there's Tim going off the left-hand side, Greg Lindsay with the cactus, that's Floating Oasis, and that's Matt on the far right-hand side getting airborne. And like pretty much every single morning this year, we lift off the field and we drift slightly to the southwest. And then I think every morning except yesterday, they managed to find some sort of a box to be able to come back around.
They did initially in the morning, but then again, those weather conditions continued to change through the morning. Again, we're going to head out to pilot's briefing here in a little bit, but I have been getting updates since my alarm clock went off this morning from Brad Tiemeyer and his team. A lot of the same models are building as they were yesterday. It seems though the most recent one that I had received from them, that small little layer we were talking about before we went on air has actually increased to about 4 knots to come back to the north. So we will see what they bring us when they bring us weather at the pilot's briefing.
That first one off the field was actually Rick Jones in Polar Dawn. Behind Tim Taylor in his red, white, and blue balloon, that's where Chuck Schick is. So Chuck has the multicolor spiral. Chuck's balloon, too good looking. You'd think we'd remember that. And of course the marker lights, because balloons are aircraft. Federally licensed aircraft, which means we have to fly by all the rules. And if you fly before sunrise or after sunset, you must have marker lights.
Because they're not lighting up all the time like Greg Lindsay's doing right there. It's only when they are putting that hot air in to gain altitude. As Greg goes right over the top of the rooftop studios.
And the lights are white. The lights are white because you would be approaching the balloon. If you see the light, you're approaching it, and that's the color scheme for aircraft. White lights means you're coming up on another aircraft. So it is time for weather at the Pilot's Briefing Tower. So let's check in with Pilot's Briefing and probably Brad Tiemeyer and find out what's happening.
For tonight, though, I think it's going to be more contained off further to the north. With that said, though, high pressure is still dominating across the region, so we're still looking at great flyable conditions. Here locally, what we're seeing is a temperature of 51 degrees up in Santa Fe, 57 down at Sunport, so it's possible that you could see a little bit of acceleration in the drainage here over the next hour or so, right? Peaking somewhere near sunrise and then decreasing thereafter. Speaking of the drainage, it has knocked the temperature back quite a bit. We have the coldest start to the morning so far. Running temperatures right near 50 degrees or even just a little bit below that. Once you get over towards the Rio Grande, you'll notice it gets even colder. And where it's even colder, I would expect that funneling to be just that much stronger. So if you are able to box or even find your way over towards the river valley, there may be winds that are just a little bit stronger just above the surface there than where you're at further out, either to the east or to the south. Speaking of that, when you're headed to the south this morning, I was talking with Troy Bradley and some of the other locals on ways to fly this area, especially when you're headed towards the city. And they said that once you get past about Topgolf or the Renaissance area, that the winds actually slow up as you're headed further south towards Albuquerque Sunport. So just be aware of that, you know, even though I know a lot of times I come from the Midwest, and when I was flying and the winds were picking up, it was an idea of, oh, it's time to get down type thing, where here you've got so many effects of the local terrain driving those wind speeds. So given that that's the case, you can fly south, things open up, there's a lot of landing spots out there, so don't be shy to do that today. One thing that I wanted to point out, we decided to do something new and run some trajectories for you guys just to kind of show where you're at. So this is a trajectory earlier this morning off the European model, and it showed if you stayed right at the surface layer, you would head down towards the Renaissance area but land just to the east of I-25. If you have just a little bit of altitude, so this green trajectory here is right around 1,000 feet, it would take you right towards that I-40, I-25 interchange. So anyway, the point is that you're going to have a similar path as what you had yesterday, but I think that right now what we're seeing in the profiler is that the speeds are more confined to like the 400 to 600 feet and above. If that stays up there, then the winds will stay lighter in the near surface layer. Okay, I failed to go over the observations from around the area, so here's what we've got. Albuquerque Sunport, 57 degrees, dew point 23, relative humidity 26%. Barometric pressure is on the rise at 30.32 inches of mercury, and the wind was 020 at 9 knots. Over at Double Eagle, it was 48 degrees, dew point 16, relative humidity of 27%. Barometric pressure was rising there as well at 30.34 inches of mercury. They were reporting an unrestricted visibility, sky clear, and a variable wind at 3 knots. So I want to pull this up. The profiler is having some discrepancy problems with the wind direction. So it's just in the LiDAR data. Hang on. There we go. I need 2 hands to do that. So it's just in the LiDAR data, which is confined to the lowest 1,000 feet. The direction is not correct. So I just wanted to pull up the wind speed so you can see what's going on. We've got that layer right in the near surface layer, generally running around 2 to 4 knots is what we've seen here in terms of observations right at the surface. Then it increases once you get aloft up to that 10 to 15 layer. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a slight uptick in the winds here right towards sunrise, and then that will gradually decrease as the morning goes on. If that layer stays up, we could see wind speeds increase slightly, especially here at Balloon Fiesta Park locally. But if you get further south, we've seen all throughout the week that winds have remained very light outside of Balloon Fiesta Park. So if you're landing here for the comps, closer to 5 to 8 mile per hour is where I'm expecting it, maybe up to a gust here and there to 10. If you get out further to the south, I would expect winds generally to be 3 to 5 knots or maybe even less than that. In terms of the TAFs, what we've got is Albuquerque Sunport is looking at 360 at 5 knots, visibility unrestricted, sky condition clear. And then after 11 o'clock this morning, they go variable 6 knots, visibility unrestricted, and a few 25,000. Similar over at Double Eagle with 350 at 5 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, and few 25,000. And then after 2 o'clock, they have the wind switching out of the south, 6 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, and few 13,000 scattered 25,000. I know I talked about the cold temperatures this morning, but we are looking at near record highs again today. So density altitude is 6,100 feet currently, 6,100 feet. So just be aware of that and how that affects your flying, your balloon equipment. And then the record high temperature today is 88, set back in 1979, and we're going to be near that today. So it looks like a pretty good morning. Like I mentioned, we just got that speed layer. Above 1,000 feet, we don't have a lot of speed, and you'll see that in the profiler there that I pulled up. And so I think the directions should be somewhat variable up there. So you could have some sort of flavor of a box, but I think it would be somewhat inconsistent. And like I mentioned, those speeds are much slower, so you'd have to spend a lot more time up there to try to actually box back to the field. But it is possible if you're able to find the right layer. I think the wind directions, especially above 1,000 feet, are going to be fairly inconsistent. Okay, with that, I have Isaac Drennan on the back of the tower helping us out with the pry ball here this morning. Do I have a launch director in the area to launch? Give Isaac permission to launch.
And with the launch of the pie ball, we'll watch it go into the sky. I always love that they put a little glow stick on it so that we can actually watch it actually go up. Of course, we've got it here, and there's Dawn Patrol, which we've taken a look at, and they are just kind of hanging out there. We heard Brad just towards the end of the briefing there say things slow down tremendously once you get to 1,000 feet. And you just took a peek, and there's Dawn Patrol just hanging there.
Yeah, I went behind the stage over here while he was talking, and I was looking, and I said they're about to sail to Norte area, about 1,000 feet up. I came back, and Brad says they kind of stall out at 1,000 feet, so he's dead on.
Yep.
Yep. There seemed to be a little bit of a westerly pattern, but very, very slow the last weather we looked at. When it does start to turn, it's under 2 knots. And so in a balloon, that's going to be really slow as you go. And I know these guys want to move around, especially when you're around 500 of your favorite friends.
So this is looking down at pilot's briefing, the same camera that we saw Brad T-Meyer and Henry Rosenbaum, our balloon meister, on. We've turned the camera around, and now we're taking a look at all the pilots. You see all those kind of tan, they almost have an orange tint to them. Those are all jackets that we have given to the pilots this year. There's our buddy Ron Sanchez.
Yes,
going
right
out
down
of
at the
lower
bottom.
Left. I saw a few others that I recognized.
I saw Mike Bertetto, who was yawning. So we'll talk about this. You know, we're halfway through the event at this point, and people don't realize this is a grueling activity being a pilot. You're up early mornings. You do those double days if you're doing glows at night. You really have to pace yourself, and we're a mile high, so not all pilots live here in Albuquerque. They may come from somewhere else, and they make sure they're hydrated. And as a safety official the last couple of years, I was the one that was able to give the talk midway through about, hey, let's just reset ourselves, and let's make sure we know what we're doing, and we're still continuing to be safe. So I know these guys are out there doing that, but it does get tired and grueling. And you know, we still have the event today, the event tonight, event tomorrow morning, event tomorrow night, and then event on Sunday. That's a lot of activities. Most of us usually only fly once or twice a week. We're not those ride pilots operating all,
every
7 days
day.
a week. Yeah. And your crews get tired too. And the other thing is that your crews are interchanging out here because they all have jobs. You know, this is all volunteer stuff. We don't all get the time off to be able to go and balloon all the time for these 9 days in October.
Nice if you can do it, but you're right, you can't always make it happen.
So as a pilot in command, you know, you're constantly switching out your crews, so you have to know the idiosyncrasies of what every single person out there is willing to bring to you and give to you, and know who you can trust on the crown or on the fan or so on and so forth. And there's the Dawn Patrol again, probably around the Paseo area, headed towards Osuna at this point, and just going slow as they go.
A lot of people actually do take their vacation and come out, but the other part of this is that a number of pilots come here, and they come here without crew because their regular crew is working, can't travel for whatever reason. And so we have a lot of volunteer crew, and we recruit those throughout the year so that they are here to help out. But a lot of times they're new, although they get hooked the first year, and they tend to come back year after year after year. There's an entire RV group that comes every year now, and they crew for about 30 or 40 balloons, I think, these days. Their RV group has gotten big enough to provide that kind of crew. So it's always nice to be able to see experienced people come back every single year when you go to a place that's not home.
Right, and as pilots, we appreciate all the help that you're able to provide, but again, it's the stories that we tell as pilots, at post-flight, all of our pre-flight activities, all we have checklists, we kind of all do our own different things, and we become, when you're part of a crew, I know you've crewed for many, many years with Peter and Barbara, they really rely on their people that have been around a long time because they know exactly what Art's going to provide to them, or they know exactly what Bobby's going to provide to them.
Yeah.
When you start mixing in other people, it just becomes a little bit, different, and you are, as the pilot in command, not only in charge of your balloon and your aircraft, but your crew as well.
To just illustrate that point, we were up in Gunnison, Colorado over the 4th of July this past year.
That's a great rally, isn't it?
It's great fun. It's only about 12 or 13 balloons up there, and we have 2 of them. And so Barbara, Peter, and I were all at pilot briefing. When we got back to where the balloon was, our crew literally had one of the balloons ready to go cold inflated, and the other one was very close, and they were still working on it. So they basically did all the setups. We did the final checklists and all that kind of stuff before we flew. But yeah, they were able to put it all together for us, and yeah, that's what comes from having regular crew who is out there with you time after time after time after time. We always welcome newbies, and we've talked about this up here before. One of the great things about being a pilot is to get a new crew member, take somebody for their first flight, and to re-experience the first flight through them.
Well, and talking about that, the young man we had come in, Drew from Pennsylvania, guess what he's doing today?
Is he crewing today? Because he flew yesterday, right?
He's earning his flight. He is crewing not today, but tomorrow and through the duration. So, that's how you earn your flights out here at Balloon Fiesta.
So he's got to work for it now.
He's got to work for it,
He got the flight, now he's got to pay it back.
He's paying the piper.
Excellent, excellent.
Or I guess Fred would say the piper. Right?
The piper. Yeah, good old PH Fred. Yeah, it would be PH Piper.
Yes.
Yep. That's good. That's good. Because the other thing is, you miss a lot of the crewing when you're in the balloon. My wife Bobby likes to say, I enjoy being on the ground crewing more than she necessarily likes to go for the flight. She loves the flights too, but the crew gets to have their own camaraderie down there as they're figuring out, do we go this way, do we go that way? And when you're not having those discussions, you're just having a good time with each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of the days again, when I come out here, when we're not flying Fiesta, I'll just call some local pilots, say, hey, can I just come out and crew? And they love to have people who are experienced to come out.
Sure.
And my goal is I want to be there before they land.
Right.
Not too long ago, the Quad A president, Will Wadsworth, he got his check ride with Beth Wright Smith, and his mother came to me and said, well, if you're going to chase, you need a radio. And I said, nah, I don't really need a radio. She, oh, you're going to need a radio. Well, he did his hour flight, and I was there first when they landed, and all the people at the radio were like 15 minutes late. They're like, how did you do that? I said, look, I grew up chasing balloons. It's like, it's like
before
smelling the bacon in the morning.
Radios,
yes, before there were. Yes. Yeah, and
Wow.
I believe that made myself become a better pilot, because then I knew
agree.
what they were doing in the air, what their thoughts were, and you have to know the terrain. So that changed when I moved to Pennsylvania. That's a whole different ball of wax up there.
Got to learn the area and how all that works. I always joke it's kind of like reading the mind of the pilot.
Yeah.
But it's really more that you're kind of flying the balloon, and if you were flying, you're on the ground and you're thinking, okay, so he's going this way at this speed, so the landing areas out there are going to be here, here, and here, but when he comes down, it's going to do this, which means I need to be looking at these landing sites. And so you get there. I tell people, you chase the balloon until the last few minutes when you get ahead of it so that you can catch it.
Well, and it's easier here when you have, 500 of your closest friends flying.
Well, yeah.
It becomes more difficult when there's just you out there.
You.
Yeah.
You have nobody else to go to school on.
Join Planet Fitness.
Well, we're having people from all over the world again. I have
probably
some
time
folks
to
from
check in with our folks on
Western Canada, New Jersey. I have one here from my dear cousin Susie. Good morning,
Hi, Susie.
Good morning. She's right here in Albuquerque.
All right.
Glad you're watching.
Yeah, let's see. Fort Worth, Texas, Longview, and Oklahoma, the Netherlands. Steve says the burn last night was cool. That was a very nice balloon glodio, technically, that we had last night. And of course, you can go back and watch it because it's archived. It's on the balloonfiesta.com webpage. You can go back and relive that. You can go back and watch all of our shows for the last 7.5 years. And by the way, if you wanted to comment and let us know, and other folks at Balloon Fiesta, what you think about Balloon Fiesta Live, our coverage, send us an email if you would, please. The address is balloons@balloonfiesta.com. Very simple, balloons@balloonfiesta.com. We would love to hear what you think of our broadcast, our coverage. If you have suggestions or positive, constructive criticism, we'll take that too. Again, the email address, balloons@balloonfiesta.com. We'd love to hear from you.
I've always been told feedback is a gift.
And an important one.
Yes. Good morning, Ames, Iowa. Let's see what else we have here. This is on the Facebook feed. Martinez, Georgia. Peoria, Arizona.
Some Go Dr. Bill Bussey and Balloon 31. We've seen him at the Target a couple of times.
Yes, we
this
have.
week.
Yes, we have.
And we do have more competition coming up later this morning. And someone was asking about that. So yeah, we kind of got everything today. We have this mini mass ascension with 300 balloons out of here. We already had Dawn Patrol. They're up and flying. In fact, there they are. We're going to stand up a whole bunch of special shapes. They will have the opportunity to fly or not this morning. And we'll have competition. And if that's not enough, we've got a Glodio tonight with fireworks and another drone show and Team Fast Tracks.
Yeah.
So it is a very full day here at Balloon Fiesta as we wind up the weekdays, but still got a whole weekend to go.
Good morning to our friends in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My neighbors to the east. We have Oregon.
Yeah, conversation going on with Kevin Osborne. Kevin is the pilot of the balloon who has managed to be the last balloon to the target each day. And so he and his young son Griffin were up here after the show last night, had a great opportunity to chat with them. So Kevin is kind of explaining to folks about the fact that he flies a fantasy balloon. That doesn't mean it's kind of a figment of anything. It was an actual manufacturer of balloons that don't make them anymore, but the balloons are still out there. Yes, Robin, the special shape rodeo this morning, we're going to fly and stand up special shapes. Robin, another Robin is in from the Netherlands. And yep, from the Netherlands again, yes. Good deal. Let's see. Oh, yes. And John has moved the feed to his TV from his phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep, that's always, that's good deals.
People down in Louisiana are saying it's cold down there. It is actually, they asked if it was cold in Albuquerque. Brad Tiemeyer said on our weather that it is the coldest day yet for Fiesta this year.
Uh-huh.
I didn't feel that. I thought the other day was a little colder, but we had a little bit brisker rain.
Yeah.
That little drainage started earlier.
But I did kind of pay a little attention to that. I am wearing a slightly heavier jacket today.
Yes, you are.
We won't tell them what it says on the back, but because it's, yeah. But it's, and it feels just perfect. So Louisiana's here. The Balloon Discovery Center is watching again this morning. So good morning again to the Balloon Discovery Center. And, oh, you know, the Ontario is telling us the Northern Lights were really intense and crazy green, red, and blue last night. But we were taking pictures of the Northern Lights from right here on the rooftop studio last night.
We were. It was incredible. And then when I was able to leave the field and head back up towards where I'm staying, up there, I had to cross on Tramway Road right through the San Diego Pueblo area. I got a phenomenal shot of the Sandia Mountains in the foreground with the Northern Lights. It was great. My son sent me some pictures from Pennsylvania that were pretty incredible, and he actually said this morning on here he can't wait for tonight because he really is waiting for the pulse glow again.
Oh, the pulse glow.
Yeah, Tyler really liked the pulse glow.
Yeah, that was kind of a new one for me. And a couple of years ago, they asked me to start calling the glows here. It used to be called by the assistant balloon master. They would decide what kind of burns to do. But they're a little more busy and trying to watch and see what's going on. So they just said, why don't you just do it? And so I've been having fun with that. We kind of make up different types of glows. So if you're around the area, we'd love to see you out here tonight and for you to experience and witness firsthand our Glodio with all burns and flicker burns and now pulse burns.
Along with all sorts of animals and aliens. And
we just kind of mix and match so it doesn't get boring. as it's always great fun and it's hard to get boring, but we just keep it mix and match. And make sure that you bring your phone charged, because you're going to want to take pictures, you're going to want to take videos, and we'll ask you to participate with the flashlight or the lighted screen on your cell phone when you're out here tonight for the glow. Yeah, some more folks talking about the Northern Lights. And Keith Berry says, it's great to watch you guys life-size on the wall. Thanks, glad to hear that, Keith. Hope you're doing well. Got to see Keith in Plano a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, he thinks the Pulse Glow was good. Nancy is saying hello to my fellow navigators. And the Colorado Springs. Oh, from Colorado Springs. They're watching from the Renaissance Costco. All right, good deal.
So we're looking over at the status flag, and there isn't.
There is none.
Which tells me
we're getting ready to change it.
yes, something's going to happen.
Kind of take something down before you can put something else back up.
And I said, you know, being on the flight safety team the last couple of years, the coolest thing is that when they do get ready to go green, we find just any kid in the crowd down there and bring them over, and we let them raise the flag.
Well, any special kid.
Well, any kid,
because that makes them special. Yeah. So, hey, good point. A good time to point out there is the Main Street stage, and right next to it, that tall scissor lift. That is our camera on the east side of the field. So just one of our. I've lost count of how many cameras because Gary keeps adding more cameras to
7,
our,
8, 9, 10. He's going to shock us. We'll have 4 more by the end of the PSA.
Yeah, we've got one on there. Look
there. He is.
We've got one on the north end. We've got 2 on the south end. Yeah, that's it. Wave at us. We've got one over there on the west side that we showed you at pilots briefing, and and then of course the one that we're looking at, the scissor lift over on the east side. And then we have 2 mobile cameras. One is out there with Diane Kinderwater as she continues to check in with folks. The other one we'll be putting in the Nevada Battleborn balloon with Pat Irwin this morning. And he's flying competition today.
Yes, and hopefully he flies right to one of the poles where I'm at down there, calling all the competition at today's 52nd annual.
Speaking of special kids, look there.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Yep. And more of them waving. It is Kids Day here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. They're all waving at us. Yep. Good deal.
So, just waiting for the status flag to be shown.
And the sun to come up. Because while Dawn Patrol flies before the sun comes up and they take the marker lights, the rest of us all fly at sunrise. We get a waiver to be able to go up a few minutes before sunrise here at Balloon Fiesta. But it's even then, you know, just like with sunset, the sunset goes down at a certain time and you got light for 30 minutes. In the morning, you have light for about 30 minutes before it's officially sunrise.
There's our balloon of the day, Chick-fil-A, flown by Craig Kennedy. At least I think Craig's flying today. We didn't get any other text saying that he wasn't. And you can see the ride balloons getting ready to be prepared right behind him in that row after the balloon of the day launches with the American flag. So we still wait to see what the status flag is going to show us, but I have an idea. It's going to be one of those 2 colors that we always ask for in New Mexico, and it's not going to be the red one.
Yeah, the only red we're going to see is the Chick-fil-A balloon.
Right.
The red and white one.
That is correct.
Chick-fil-A presenting our Kids Day activities.
We're going to have Christmas, but it's going to be the Chick-fil-A balloon and that green flag.
There you go. Of course, Christmas is the answer, or the probably one of the more common answers to the official New Mexico state question, and that is red or green, referring to red or green chili.
Have you seen the pen this year that they have for that balloon?
No, I haven't.
It's really cool. So it's about the size of a silver dollar.
Wow.
And in the center is the balloon, and one side is red, and you spin it, and the other side is green.
Oh, nice.
So we need to find those guys.
Yeah.
That's a really cool pen.
Well, and a partnership between Rainbow Riders, who operates that balloon, for the Visit Albuquerque group, which is the Tourism and Convention and Visitors Bureau, under the name of Visit Albuquerque.
And one of the many partnerships that, you know, the late Scott Appleman put together with Rainbow Riders. His legacy will continue to go on, and we continue to remember Scott and everything he's done, not only just for his organization, Rainbow Riders, but the Balloon Fiesta and the entire ballooning community.
So yeah, speaking of, and we're seeing those Rainbow Rider balloons starting to get some air in their balloons, as well as some activity down here on row A with the first row of balloons, and they're getting ready too. But we're still, well, someone's working my phone. What time is it?
20 some odd minutes from sunrise.
About almost 30, because it's about 10 after or so. In fact, it's exactly 10 after. 7:10 would be.
So 30 minutes from now.
Yeah, but we'll get the national anthem off.
But what a great shot at the Sandia Mountains.
7 o'clock, and we've got a special flyover today. And here on the rooftop studio, since it's Kids Day, we have some folks up here. Some, I don't know, I wouldn't call them kids necessarily. Hi guys.
Good morning.
Hey, hold that up close to your mouth there. Tell us who you are.
My name is Kirsten. I'm from Albuquerque. I went to the Rio Grande Balloon Camp back in 2019, and I've gone to the Southeastern Balloon Camp three times since, twice as a camper and once as a counselor.
Who else?
All right, hi, I'm Kennedy. I went to the Reno Tahoe Balloon Camp in 2024, and it was actually my first time going to a balloon camp.
Great. And?
I'm Echo, and I attended the High Sierra Balloon Camp this year and last year.
Wow. So, balloon camp, all three of you have been to balloon camp. What the heck is balloon camp?
Okay, so balloon camp is here to help kids learn how to fly balloons and just in general learn everything that you need to know about balloons.
Balloon camp also creates a connection between all of the kids. I mean, I've never even been to camp with these kids, and I still I recognize her. I met her a couple years ago, and we all know each other. We're all the balloon camp kids. We run around and we know each other from all across the country, and it creates lifetime lasting connections where we form bonds over our shared love of the sport.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more some of the activities that happen at balloon camp.
Some of the activities that you'll see at balloon camp are, we have pilots that actually lend their time and their balloons to allow the students to fly them and actually fly a real balloon.
Like
which
pull on the vent and
pull
hit
on
the
the
burner
vent,
and all that
use the
stuff?
burner. It is everything, and a lot of the times the pilots will just sit back, make sure everything's going okay.
Yeah, so they're still, because you're basically a student pilot at that point, they're still like an instructor to you.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you get involved in balloon camp? Echo, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So how do you get involved in balloon camp? Literally, you just join. You don't have to know anything about balloons, been around a balloon, touched a balloon before, and you will still have an amazing time, and you won't feel left behind or anything. You just register and have fun.
And it's put together by the BFA.
Yep, BFA.
The Balloon Federation of America.
So I have a question. So how old were each of you, because you still are kids, how old were each of you when you got involved in ballooning or had a passion for ballooning?
For ballooning?
Yeah.
Well, I've been crewing here at Balloon Fiesta my entire life. And I went to balloon camp at 13 years old, and I actually have my license, and a couple kids from my camp have gotten their licenses since, and I got my license at 17 years old, and I don't know.
So I have been in this since my entire life. I've been crewing for my entire life, and then I actually joined balloon camp at 14, and I'm working on getting my license.
Excellent. Echo?
So I've been crewing for balloons for like 6 years now, and I did balloon camp when I was 15. And I have my student pilot license, and I'm a balloon now.
Wow. Well, you know, I wish they had a balloon camp when I was around, but
That would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool. But you know, the BFA youth camps, let your dreams take flight is what your guys' moniker is. It's for teens 13 to 17. There's 6 days and 5 nights. You don't need any experience, correct? You guys said that before. And learn to grow and create lifelong friendships. And I have to tell you a little story about me. I grew up in Albuquerque, and I've been to every balloon fiesta since the very first one as a 3-year-old. And I have a lifelong friend. I went to S.Y. Jackson Elementary School up in the Heights. We used to watch balloons land in the playground. And to this day, myself and Lachelle Pete, I don't know if you know who Michelle is, we still connect and hang out and fly balloons together. So lifelong friendships. I wish you guys the best. I think it's fantastic. Ballooning is just
It is, and Balloon Camp adds just so much. So thanks, Kristen, Kennedy, and Echo for coming up here and talking about the Youth Balloon Camp. And I guess we'll be seeing you, some of you there, whether you're students again or whether you're counselors going forward, right? Yep. All right. Thanks for coming up and talking about Balloon Camp. You can register for Balloon Camp at the BFA.net website starting in about March.
Yep. Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, gals. Appreciate it. What a great deal that is.
Awesome. Again, I'm jealous. I wish that there was a balloon camp when I was around.
Yeah.
My balloon camp was waking up at 4 a.m. and being fed a donut.
So, yep. So we kind of have a string of folks coming through here.
We do.
As being here at Chick-fil-A Kids Day, presented by Chick-fil-A at the Balloon Fiesta. As part of the extra activities, as Craig Kennedy stands up the Chick-fil-A balloon for us. As part of our national anthem this morning, we're also expecting a flyover from the U.S. Air Force this morning. And good morning.
Good morning.
Who do we have?
My name's Chief Master Sergeant Chris Osmond. I'm the senior enlisted leader for the 58 SOW and the folks that are going to be flying over today.
So what are we going to see?
So you're going to see an HH-60 helicopter, a Huey helicopter, the CV-22, and the new AC-130.
Wow. Yeah, and they'll be coming over with the national anthem. What is it like to be in an aircraft coming over the top of Balloon Fiesta?
It's going to be super exciting for that crew, just to see all the people and the balloons that are going to get ready to take off. And anytime they get to fly in a formation like that at a lower level is pretty exciting for them all too.
Yeah, so what kind of view do they, I mean, they're obviously having to pay attention to flying the aircraft. Do they get a chance to kind of look over at the people in the balloons?
I hope they get an opportunity to take a look, but obviously the guys flying are going to be paying attention to where their guys are on their wings, and but there will be some folks in there that are going to get to take a peek and see how things are looking down below.
And when you say low level, what are we going to expect over the top of Fiesta Field? How low are they going to come in?
I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure how low they're going to be, but they're going to be a lot lower than they normally fly. So my guess is
we're higher up. I want to make sure if I need to duck.
2 to a few thousand feet, yeah.
So tell us about the mission of the guys that, I mean, you don't do flyovers every single day. You've got a real mission to do besides entertaining us. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in the 58 SOW, our main mission is to train all the aircrew members that are coming through that will be eventually heading off to special operations, U.S. Air Force Rescue, and the folks that are going to be flying the Global Strike Missile Field Protection.
And that takes place here at Kirtland Air Force Base?
That all takes place right here at Kirtland Air Force Base.
Excellent, excellent. How big is the unit here?
So the organization's around, we got about 1,000 people here in Albuquerque, but our wings stretched across the country all the way from Alaska to North Carolina at about 7 different bases.
Wow, and how many people get trained at a time? What's kind of the training cycle like?
So between all of the things that we do to include the survival training, we train around 14 to 15,000 students a year.
Wow.
And that happens almost every day.
Incredible. Did you have something?
No, I'm trying to...
You're trying to pay attention there?
Yep.
So we're going to watch for this. Tell us again what aircraft?
So you're going to get the new aircraft to the base is the AC-130.
And what kind of plane is that?
So it's a C-130, so it's a heavier cargo aircraft, just like the hat you have there.
Yeah,
the thing that's a little bit different about the AC-130 is it has a couple pretty big guns on the side of it that their whole mission is to protect the folks on the ground and do what they have to do in a special operations environment.
Okay, so that's a new one. What else is in there?
So you're going to have the HH-60, which is the helicopter similar to the Black Hawk that you may have seen in the movies.
Okay.
So they do a lot of rescue missions and support folks on the ground as well. And then you're going to have the Huey, which is your Vietnam-era helicopter-style looking thing.
Okay.
Right. So they do a lot of missile field protection, right, supporting the folks that are out there, and then they also fly out of the District of Washington. And then CV-22 is another special operations aircraft.
All right. We're going to watch for that. We are just about, looks like about 10 minutes away from the flyover and our national anthem. We'll let you get back to that. Master Sergeant, thanks for joining us here and telling us what we're going to see in just a few minutes at Balloon Fiesta.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Have a great morning.
You bet. we'll watch for that. Again, that's going to be as part of the national anthem. And Chick-fil-A is now standing up.
We just got a shot of what color flag is out there, and we were
did
right. It's going to be green.
It is Christmas.
The green flag is up at Fiesta Field at the 52nd Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, powered by ExxonMobil. You know, we talk about all the different people that come out here and support this event, and you were mentioning the hat. One of our
the one
chief,
you got
one
that
of
I
the,
did.
One of the chief safety officials, Dale Patton, who resides in Georgia, he actually is one of the individuals in our country that tests the new C-130Js when they come off the assembly line. So not only is he an accomplished balloon pilot, but he's out there flying these massive planes and testing them as they come off the assembly line from Lockheed Martin.
I always knew that he was involved, and I thought he was in some sort of the testing program, but I didn't know exactly what he did. I did have a conversation with him this morning, or yesterday morning as well, and he was talking about asking me how I thought you were doing, because you actually had a conversation with him down there on the competition hearing.
Yesterday, yeah.
He's been tasked with setting off the smoke that tells everybody that the competition is over for the morning. That way when you're coming in on your balloon and all of a sudden you see the smoke down there, that's the visual clue that you didn't get to the target in time. Or if you did and you've gone beyond the target, you say, yes, I made it before the smoke. Yeah.
And we only had one yesterday that just came in a little too late.
Yep. But then there's Kevin Osborne, who sneaks in within the last 2 minutes.
He's always there at the end.
He is.
Throwing up that buzzer, buzzer beater.
I actually asked him about that last night when he was up here after the show. And Kevin was telling me that he kind of, since this is his first year at Balloon Fiesta, he's still kind of learning about where to launch and all those types of things. So he kind of follows his uncle around, Dwayne Osborne, who's been here numerous times. And sometimes his uncle is kind of, oh, no, I'm going to go here. No, maybe I'm going to go here. And so there's a lot of indecision on where to actually take off from.
Right.
So we're still about 6 minutes away from our national anthem. Let's quickly go down to Diane and see what she has found for us.
This is Erin and this is Mariah.
Well, I'm still looking at this Chick-fil-A bags. The cereal is gone, but the toothbrush is left. You're not going to brush your teeth on the field, are you? How is the cereal?
Good.
What do you think about this bag?
I like it.
What's your name? Can you tell me what's in this bag?
I don't know.
A lot of fun things. Mom, you come out here with the kids?
Yes, we're here. We're from Albuquerque and enjoying our time.
Okay. We have a big kid here. Come on, big kid. You want to show me your cow ears? You can put them on. What's your name? Well, he's a tall 12-year-old. He must be eating a lot of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you like about the Balloon Fiesta?
How many balloons are and different variety?
How many times have you come in your 12 years?
2 times, right?
Few times. Okay, put this in your pocket. You know it's important to brush after you eat that Chick-fil-A. Honey, what do you have? Cereal? You didn't have yours yet? When are you going to eat yours?
Probably when we get to the house.
Thank you. What a lovely family you have. Okay, everybody go. What do chickens do? How do they say? Moo?
Moo. They're between chickens and that other meat. But,
Right.
Yeah. Eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken. So Tristan McLean has stood up the ExxonMobil balloon. The white and blue balloon you're seeing on the screen, that's the Intel balloon. The red and yellow one is the Zia balloon from the McConnell family, carrying the banner for TLC Plumbing and Heating. We're seeing there a number of our ride balloons right kind of standing in the middle of the Indian One is actually burning for us. Way off on the left-hand side, there's the Aggie balloon kind of squeezed in there. There's Tristan and ExxonMobil. We'll watch when he takes off for the tip of the cowboy hat. He's done that right on cue for us so
Every
far.
single time. And you like that Aggie balloon shot, I know.
I know.
Because it gives you that perspective of how big those ride balloons are as opposed to what a normal every weekend, everyday balloon is that people fly.
The Aggie balloon is not small.
No.
It's the regular size, so it really does show you that. What's really interesting, one year we actually put a little hopper balloon that was about 56,000 cubic feet. We put that out there next to these 235 or 250,000 cubic feet balloons, and you really see the difference there.
I think I showed you a picture that I had on my camera roll. We talked about the big one that Sid Cutter had, and there was a small little, I think 65,000 cubic foot balloon in front of that, and it just was massive. You could fit, what is it, 6 of those inside of the big one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chicken too.
It is. Hey, and that little green thing at the bottom of ExxonMobil, that's our Snowbird, one of our special shapes, already getting some cold air into Snowbird. We're just waiting for word as the clock goes down. Try and coordinate this not only with the Main Street stage announcer, but with the balloon of the day, with our Air Force flyover. A lot of moving parts here that we want to time it all out for you very nicely.
Yeah, you had asked me about what people thought, how I was doing. I did not know what to expect coming up here on the rooftop studio with you. And it's been a learning experience. You know, I learned how to fly a balloon. Now I'm learning how to do a television production. You have people talking in your ears. You're not sure who's talking. So if you lose your train of thought sometimes, it's something that you just got to get used to. And I'm really liking this new perspective and hopefully giving everyone out there on the air and online the good knowledge that you need to learn about ballooning in Albuquerque, because that is one thing that I do miss.
Well, great feedback so far. If you have feedback for us, you can send us an email at balloons@balloonfiesta.com. Balloons@balloonfiesta.com. We'd love to hear what you think of Balloon Fiesta Live. In fact, you can send to that address anything about Balloon Fiesta. That is the place to let us know what you think. And while we do some surveys of people here on the field, those of you who are watching across the world, there's the address, balloons@balloonfiesta.com. Email us. In fact, you can email us any single time, balloons@balloonfiesta.com. We'd love to hear from you. And appreciate you taking the time to do that. Down here in the front row, Intel standing up. Andrew Brindley flying Intel for us. I see Xfinity farther over on the east side, as well as our Coca-Cola balloon. Steve Mitchell flying Coca-Cola for us.
And there's Tristan McLean, the ExxonMobil, with Snowbird. And you know, normally Don Edwards is flying the Snowbird balloon, but this year it's Michael Johnson from Mitchell, Nebraska. And Tommy McConnell right there to the left of Tristan.
So we are at the 2-minute mark, and so that all of this times nicely, let's go ahead and pick up the public address announcer, Mr. Bill Royal.
With our national anthem, the Albuquerque Girl Choir.
love the sound. The helicopters, the heavy aircraft, the power sound of those with our national anthem. And then kind of following them out, Craig Kennedy and the Chick-fil-A balloon.
Yes. I'm sure we'll get the wave from Craig as he comes over the rooftop studios, wearing his ears and flying the flag.
He had the ears on. Craig got his stick on.
There they are waving at us.
All right.
I always love those flyovers. They just, whether it's a sporting event or whatnot, that gives you that energy, that burst, and that goosebump around the whole body. Like we're ready to rock and roll this morning.
And we have the great Chile Express flights, but those are little planes with smaller engines. They just don't send the noise and the power. I mean, you can feel those Air Force jets flying overhead.
Yes, it's just that pounding noise. It just gets you going in the morning.
Everything's just going great. Yeah, and that means we are officially underway with Friday morning Special Shapes Day, Kids Day, presented by Chick-fil-A. What a great morning we are in for this morning.
As you mentioned in the past, we have basically two launches. We have here Tristan McLean taking off in the Exxon Mobil Enchanted Horizons balloon.
So we'll watch for his tip
Yes,
of the hat.
the tip of the hat's going to come right about now.
There it is. It's always great that he does wear that cowboy hat because it's real easy to see when he tips it to everyone. Yeah.
Using those turning vents that we've talked about numerous times.
And there's his banner number, 599. And our Rainbow Riders balloons, they're about midway down the field. And so we can launch from the middle and the south end at the same time and keep things safe.
Yeah, so I was about to say that before Tristan launched. We have basically two launches going off towards the north end, the middle of the field, and then the south end will launch in those rows. And you'll see that 3-row rule starting. If you can look beyond, there's the Rainbow Riders, and you're seeing them go off right now. But from our vantage point on the rooftop studios, you can start to see the other balloons beyond Tommy McConnell and the Coca-Cola balloon getting ready to cold inflate.
And when we get our balloon camera in the sky, a lot of times you'll be able to point that out to you. Balloons standing up, balloons in the cold inflation stage, and then balloons that are stretched out, and then even behind them, balloons that are still on the truck.
But today it's Pat Irwin flying in competition, correct?
Right.
So he'll be coming in.
That's right.
But you should get a great shot of some special shapes that are on the field if they elect to stay and not fly. The wind conditions need to be almost perfect for those larger balloons. So like this Azova balloon or Arabelle, they want to be very safe, and so I would anticipate those staying on the field. But you never know. The pilot gets a little excited.
Well, it's always great when they stay on the field because more people can see them. When they inflate, get up and fly away, okay, we saw it, we went that way, and then people on the other end see it. But this way, by standing on the field, you actually get a chance to see the balloon a little more close up. And first of all, there goes Tom McConnell in the Zia balloon, while Diane Kinderwater has found someone else having a great time here at Balloon Field. Diane?
Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm counting my layers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 layers on because we know in Albuquerque you dress in layers at Fiesta. But if you don't have layers, you could use a space blanket like Noel and Liz from Golden, Colorado have. Tell me about, did you have this in your car for an emergency?
I did it just in case there was a, avalanche or something in Colorado and we got trapped, so we brought it here today for this. Because we were cold yesterday.
How's it working?
Works good. Yeah, it's nice. And it's light and easy to carry. And it attracts cameras.
It's bright. I like bright. Liz, you're laughing, Liz.
Yeah, I was so happy we were wearing it as we were crossing the balloon field.
Got a lot of people looking at you. Well, it attracted me at Balloon Fiesta Live. But actually it works. It keeps you warm.
Yeah.
Well, You're from Colorado. You didn't have a jacket, a coat, a parka?
Had a fleece. That's it. Just a little fleece.
You heard it was going to be 88 degrees here in Albuquerque today, so you decided to have your space blanket. Well, thank you, and you've got the best seat here. You really do.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it?
We're coming back. This is the best seat.
We did this on another TV interview. We're on the far west side, right by the golf course and the dunes, and this is the best place. Shh, shh. I said, don't tell anybody, right?
Don't tell anybody.
People from Colorado just tell her that that's Colorado.
Thank you.
You're going to be stripping that off pretty soon, I imagine.
Yes.
Right,
The sun comes up.
right when the sun comes. This is the coldest part of the morning, right before the sun rises. We know that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great time.
Thanks, Dan.
Don't get too close to the burners with that. You may go airborne with one of those space blankets.
Yeah, you could. You could.
I just took a little quick peek down to the south because the way we have our stage set up this year, we're kind of facing the south back behind us. And at this point, I don't see any component of a box. They seem like they're all staying fairly low, but again, the sun has not crusted the Sandias, so we will probably see many changes between now over the next half hour and even before the competition starts at 8 a.m.
And it is those competitors that are going to be more concerned about the box, because if their first pass across the target isn't quite right, or if they're not lined up right, they can go back up and try it again. Those are the balloons, these balloons that are launching now. They're just off for a good flight, checking the bucket list items, or just having a great flight off the field. And off to the south, they'll go find a nice landing site in the city, or maybe even on the other side of the airport in some big wide open areas. And so we'll just continue to watch folks get airborne. Here comes one of the Rainbow Riders right over the head as we see the PNC Bank. And off to the left, the beautiful World Balloon, the latest in the series of World Balloons. Sid Cutter, founder of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and it was World Championships was his company because they were putting on the first and the second World Championships. Later became World Balloon Corporation, and so he made balloons with the world, and there were a number of those. And so now we have Beautiful World, and Beautiful World has not only the flags of all the places around the world that Sid and his wife Jewel have been, but also there are pins on the maps of places that were special to the two of them.
So I hear Diane is working a crown line or on a crown line. Diane, what do you have for us down there on the field?
Well, I'm finding you and our worldwide audience a lot of contrast here at the Balloon Fiesta. As I told you, I had my 6 or 7 layers. We saw the gentleman from Golden wearing a space blanket. And now I got Cliff here, shirtless. Cliff, he's working really hard right now. Maybe that's why he doesn't have I know why he doesn't have a shirt on, because he's going to tell us. He's been crewing over 20 years, and he's really working hard for Lofty the balloon. Cliff, very unique. I've never seen this in my 30-plus years of coming to Balloon Fiesta, a shirtless crew member.
I've been here every year, and we've been in C9. We even did the old field. How you got it, Paul?
Oh, so, Cliff, wait, well, we're telling people why you're shirtless. You can't go away.
I'm shirtless because I build up a lot of heat when I run down. I run long distances. In a week or so, I'll be at the Duke City Marathon. I'll be pacing the 5-hour pace group leader.
But you ran to the field today.
I ran to the field. My house is about 5 miles uphill, so it's a 4-mile run downhill. So it's not very strenuous, but I build up a lot of heat. I will get cold, and that's our 1960 Apache that we use for Balloon Fiesta, and I'll ride in the back. And I will actually put this on and zip it up and
But it got a little, you told me it got a little sweaty when you ran down here, so you had to take it off because it got cold, your
Well,
shirt.
It was a different shirt, yeah. So the different shirt's put away because it is wet. I mean, if you take it out into the outlet because it's wet, I run down.
Oh, wonderful, and very strenuous. I mean, you run, but then being a crew member with that line is very strenuous as well.
Yeah, running crown. I mean, mostly you just use your body weight. If you get a good hold on it, you just lean back, and there wasn't much wind.
Thank you so much, and good luck in the Duke City Marathon coming up in next week. I think next Sunday. I'll be running it too.
A week from Sunday.
I'll be running it too, not the marathon. People say, "Oh, you're running the Duke City." Well, the 10K.
Well, there you go.
And I'm with the stopper, clompers, and geezers at the very end of the line. They're all wheezing and going, and that's me. I'm with them. So you'll be passing by me a few times, I'm sure. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping. Bye. Back to you in the studio.
Part of the lofty balloon with Jerry Graff piloting, and there's the Beautiful World balloon that we talked about a few moments ago, going right by the studio, and that is the radar and lightning detector part of the weather station here on our rooftop studio. Right above it, the anemometer, and it's not moving very fast.
Nope, not
like we
much different than yesterday.
Yeah,
yes.
that we've seen in previous days. Again, this is Special Shapes Day, and so we see a number of special shapes actually starting to inflate down the east side of the field as the Xfinity balloon went flying by. Look at these tops.
Yes, that's Barks and
Wags.
Wags, yeah.
With the dog bones. You mentioned the dog bones in the top the other day. I hadn't seen the dog bones up there yet. Wags was here last year, joined this year by Barks. A couple of golden retrievers, and they qualify for special shapes because
their nose
has been made as a little appendage.
I guess I can't get out of my head. I kept thinking running with Forrest Gump there a second ago.
Yeah.
So
More Rainbow Riders ride balloons going off just off the right side of the screen. Cottywomple. We've talked about Mike Heffron and his balloon.
I noticed he's using a turning bed more because obviously we got that phone call or that text off to him, so maybe we'll be able to get a better shot as he comes closer to the rooftop studio.
And what we're looking for is the fact that his basket is equipped to carry wheelchairs, and they have put plexiglass as part of the side of the basket so that if you are in his basket in a wheelchair, you can still see out. Watch him as we continue to launch a number of our regular shaped balloons. We get the field cleared of these balloons and our special shape standing up. Then our competitors will be cleared to come into the field. Competition scheduled to start at 8 o'clock.
And I'll be down there calling all the action from the middle of the field while you'll be up here in the nice warm rooftop studio.
Well, I at least have a heater, yes. But you'll be in the sun a lot sooner than I will be.
Let me tell you, when you're down there, all the action that's going on, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing. You know, we have a spotter, we have a camera spotter, we have our camera down there, and you just got to be on your toes because you have baggies flying and rings tossing and balloons flying by. So I think this is shaping up to be a little bit slower than it was yesterday, hopefully.
I think it is.
So our competitors can get in. Yesterday they had a little bit more difficulty, you know, being a pilot, coming in and following the rules of not getting below 75 feet before you get over the field was difficult yesterday because of the wind speeds. Hopefully that will change today, especially as the sun comes over the Sandias and mixes down, and we can have some people ring some poles and take some good money home with them from the 52nd annual Albuquerque International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta, powered by
ExxonMobil. And Henry Rosenbaum has just sent me the official task sheet for today. As we predicted, the poles are now going to be worth $2,000 each. So you get a ring on there. That's going to be $2,000. There'll be 5 poles out there like yesterday. And they're going to put 5 X's out there in a hesitation waltz configuration. So basically the same exact setup as yesterday, that pilots are going to have an opportunity to come in, ring the pole, win money, throw your X on the marker, get big points, and be in the money overall competition as well as the daily competition, because we've divided our pilots into groups, and so you can be a group winner, you can be an overall daily winner, and then you're into the overall for the entire 4 days of competition. And we'll be awarding all of that tomorrow tomorrow about 11 o'clock. You and I will be the MCs of that awards brunch. We will not do that live, but we will record it, and then as soon as we can Saturday afternoon, we'll post
Get it up
so that you can go back and watch that
You know,
online.
before we go see Diane, Troy Bradley, we heard of a weather brief talked about the fact that the wind would slow down as they got closer to the middle of Montagna Road, and that's exactly what we're seeing. But I hear Diane has something very special going on down there.
From shirtless to, well, let's just go and see.
Bliss.
Yeah. Diane, take it away.
For as much as JW and Rhonda have consented together in marriage and have witnessed the same before us, have pledged themselves to each other and declared the same by giving and receiving a ring, I announce to you that they are husband and wife. You may greet each other with a kiss.
Beautiful Rhonda, JW, congratulations. JW, okay, Rhonda, please to get your flowers. You're the bride. You wanted to get married in the basket at Fiesta?
Yes. Where else can a person not have to dress up in a suit and a tie? You can just come out in your balloon jackets, yes.
I've seen some tuxedos around here, JW.
Yeah.
JW works at the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce, and his lovely bride, Rhonda, has been out here at Fiesta. Congratulations, Rhonda. Who is all here celebrating your wedding today?
Got all of our family. He's got lots of friends.
Her daughter is behind her. Chris is right behind you.
She made it. She made it.
Yep. She made it. My daughter made it. Yep. Orlando.
Congratulate the bride and groom. Don't let Balloon Fiesta Live stop you from congratulating the bride and groom. Get in there. Get in there. Pretty exciting here at Fiesta. JW again with the Chamber of Commerce, Suffolk, and his beautiful bride, Rhonda. They met in Carlsbad. She was from Texas. And they have all their cousins and friends and family from Texas and around the country here at Balloon Fiesta. And we're glad to bring it to you with Balloon Fiesta Live.
So you know that every year your anniversary, you know where you're going to go on your anniversary.
If you forget your anniversary, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're really in trouble when it happens at Balloon Fiesta.
I have to tell you, the 6 degrees of separation for Ted, that gentleman is the father-in-law of my ex-balloon partner's brother. Did you guys get all that straight? So Chris Gorenflow, we've talked about the Gorenflows. Wrong Way is the father of Chris and Michael Gorenflow. Michael flies Airflow out here, and I saw him inflating. He'll probably take off here in a second. And they moved from Albuquerque to Florida. And I said, wow, I saw downstairs. I haven't seen him forever. It's a grown, old, and it's getting great. Their house is good. Everything's fine down there. But they said, hey, we're here for a wedding. So congratulations to JW and Rhonda for their wonderful day. A day they better not forget.
As well as, I think that's the second wedding we've actually had on this year. There are engagements going on there as well. Hey, you know, the local ABC affiliate, Channel 7, KOAT, they are broadcasting our Balloon Fiesta Live on their website as well this week. And so folks, KOAT viewers are watching. And I was talking with their on-air or their web producer, their digital producer, Vince, and checking on how that was going. And he mentioned to me that he had hoped to actually get engaged on Balloon Fiesta Live. He didn't tell me ahead of time, so we didn't get him on there, but Vince got engaged here at Balloon Fiesta earlier this week.
Congratulations,
so congratulations to Vince. We saw Doug Gant take Hamlet out of here a few minutes ago. There's Arabelle. As well as Wally, the Nemo fish, Pegasus, the pig with the sunglasses, and more of our shapes look like they might be flying today.
Yes.
In fact, there goes Wags and Barks. Vampirilla we see from here, and also the Carnival balloon.
Mark Meyer from Bass, North Carolina. We've talked about him a couple times. I'm not a fan of the clowns, but you know, it's a good looking balloon.
I like this one. Of course, I also like Olaf. I'm not so sure about Coco. That has the sad clown face on one side. But it at least has a happy cloud base on the other side. So, look at how full the sky is already, and we're barely getting started. But they're coming down south. They're coming into the city today of Albuquerque. We don't see much of the box, anything at all. I don't see anybody up there coming back.
We'll see most of our competitors start north and try and work their way in. You know, those competitors have their way with the wind.
There's another tip of the hat.
Yes.
And that's who was waving at us?
Yep.
Clawhorn has something in the sky. There he is.
Yep. He was pushed. I've always been told.
Yeah, put the meat in him and away he goes. Hey, Evo. Our friendly blue little monster guy.
Right behind him in television, also known as the brain.
And that looks like the pumpkin.
Yep.
Might be the orange, right? This autumn. And so we're launching not only these but regular shapes. Get a number of balloons off the ground so we can have our competition. There's Bob the Light Tower. Behind him, the Rax Building Supplies, the Farmers Insurance with Frankie Martinez.
Both local pilots here in Albuquerque.
Saw Meow Wolf in there. There's the Blazer oil drum. And baby T-Rex breaking out of his little egg.
Yes,
peeking around
Rex
that
Jennings.
red balloon. So I don't know, Diane's brought us shirtless people, people in space blankets.
Tons of kids.
And a wedding. So what else could she
How
have
is she
found
gonna?
for
She's
us?
got to outdo herself. So let's,
All
let's
right,
see
Diane.
So I'm over here with the balloon chain gang, and I said, where's the pilot? Where's the pilot? Going around looking for the pilot because I didn't expect such a beautiful pilot as in Margaret from Idaho. Thank you, Margaret. Look at her smile.
Thank you. I just want to say hi to my mom. She's been watching every day, all 6 years that I've attended this.
She's been watching Balloon Fiesta live.
She has. Yeah, she's a huge fan.
Where does she live?
Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana.
She's watching now. She's going to see you live on Balloon Fiesta Live. But again, it was so funny. You laughed at what I was looking. I said, where's the pilot? Where's the pilot? And you said,
I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
You have the owner of the balloon?
Actually, my husband, Lloyd Wright. My husband is Tom Wright. And my sons are both pilots also.
Okay. And they're ready to take off. We're going to watch you take off.
Those two first. They have this all coordinated with us over here. They're gonna launch those two first to give me the room to go.
You need room, Margaret?
Room. Yeah, we're just taking. Well, you know, sometimes they say ladies first, but in this case, they're gonna let the pie balls go first.
They have beautiful pilots over there as well. We're not sure.
They're handsome and they're kind, and we all get along in D7. So it's nice to be here. It's a nice square. Yeah.
The sort of matching balloon is my son flying that one, Tommy Wright. Yeah.
So this is a family affair.
This is my uncle, who's also a balloon pilot from Wyoming, and he taught me to fly.
What kind of pilot is she?
I taught her some of what she knows, and then she took it from there.
Thank you. We're going to watch you still take off. Appreciate you. Congratulations.
The entire field is gridded, and so the rows start right down here by us. We've talked about folks in the row A, and then it works its all the way up to row W on the other end of the field. If you're all the way over on Main Street, we start with row number 1, and it goes all the way to row number 11 on the far west side. So D7 is going to be back 4 rows from the south end and in 4 rows from the west side, or 7 rows from the east side.
Like you mentioned, everyone here on the D rows tends to be friendly with one another. You actually have pilots throughout the year that request to be around their friends at certain areas. So
yes, they do.
You have your people in like Q9 or J8 or L8. That's the late row. L8.
The late row,
Late
yes.
row, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What a great shot. We got Meow Wolf to the left down there. Intelligent Design flying over off out of the field.
Bob the Lighthouse standing up. There's Lulu on the right-hand side. Our Cheetah, Meow Wolf over on the left, right behind the chicken in the egg.
Don Doherty from Colorado Springs. Don, I stand corrected. You were from the great state of Colorado up there, but Don Doherty, and then above him, Karen Converse.
Yeah, the balloon's flying right by over the top of Bob. There's the green.
Again, if you look south, that's looking south. Those larger ride balloons are just kind of still. Exactly what Brad Tiemeyer and the crack weather team talked about in the pilot's briefing earlier. Those guys put in some serious hours, and we appreciate everything that they do, even though they wake me up at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Here goes Mark Yoakum in air Rocky Top. White at the top, green blue sky, and the green mountains. They're releasing the tie-off line. Not quite releasing it, but getting it loose so that it, as she takes off, it just slides right out and away she goes. But now that they've launched the 2 balloons in front of her,
she's all alone.
She'll be buoyant. There goes the tie-off line. She's moving along, hands off, and the wave. And have a great flight.
Absolutely, that was a nice takeoff. Have fun, Margaret, from Victor, Idaho.
And I thought with the right name, the blue with the kind of square chains on it. There's a regular shaped one like that you see it right there on the screen. There's a racer that has that type of design
Just
as well.
took off before her.
So, oh, the racer did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did see it there quickly. But there they go. So, Mom, you got to see him.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. All the way down in Shreveport, Louisiana.
There you go. And thanks for being a big fan, Mom. We appreciate that.
There's that sun. It's not gotten to the field yet, but those balloons that are up. I think this is Pat Irwin right here.
It is.
Out.
So he has found his launch site, and he's going to put his balloon up there and attempt to fly over the field and ring a pole and drop a baggie on one of the 5 X's, the 5 poles as well. So again, about 250 of our balloons have gone elsewhere, as Pat has, and found the perfect launch site to get here.
What a great shot.
And look, the sun is getting the confluence, the roll is not quite in it yet. You see the sun work its way across the field. Now that we have past official sun.
What's up, man? How y'all doing? Sorry I've been kind of quiet this morning. Really didn't sleep much. I ended up getting called to go do a little small concert at LSU last night. Now I gotta get ready to go bring my grandma to the doctors in this rainy ass weather. But yeah, now you did good, Alan. That was actually pretty decent. A lot better than I thought. I mean, that's not bad at all, actually. So tonight we're gonna have I think we're gonna have a lot of our people back starting tonight. And then those who I'll have pictures for and avatars for, I'll get those either prior to flight. And we'll have a hare and hound. And then once we get done with that, the winds might be a little bit at the beginning, but they're supposed to die off in the evening. Tomorrow morning should be good for a fly-in. tomorrow afternoon it might be rainy, but Sunday looks really good for both flights, morning and afternoon. So, but yeah, y'all tell all you people, tell me it's, you know, tonight we're gonna have the big hare and hound, and we're gonna have some fun. Like I said, those pilots that are interested, that want to play, want to join and compete, let me know. I get a picture of your balloon, your avatar, and your gamer tag, so I can make like these little baseball card per se, pictures of everybody. So when we start doing these competitions more, we can actually have our viewers pick a pilot, and that I actually gain, you know, them interest and invest in it, because now they got to see what their pilot's doing. If their pilot's going to win, or how close do they become, you know, to end up losing. So this is something cool, something fun. We'll put like a little bio or something, where you're from and how many years you've been flying and blah blah blah. Just something fun. But you're a hell of a flyer, Alan. You're really good at what you do. I've been watching. But yeah, we definitely got some of the best balloon pilots in the world right now. But yeah, I know it's kind of ending a little early. Didn't have as many people expected this morning, which I kind of get it. It's Friday and it's late Friday or whatever. It's tonight and this weekend is gonna be lit. That's all I gotta say. So this is just a little sugar to the topping of the cake, and yeah. So anyways, this is your boy Bioman Gaming. We will be back on again tonight for the evening edition of Hare and the Hound, and we will have at least 75% of our tribe back. So that's about 8, 9, maybe 10 balloons. So we'll see. This is your boy Bioman Gaming. Shout out to Alan for flying with me today. Did a great job. Shout out to all my balloon tribe. Shout out to all my viewers. Shout out to all the other pilots that are thinking about coming to join us. Come hang out. Come join the tribe. You know why? When we fly together, we fly like a tribe together. Let's go. You have a great day. See y'all this evening.